Welcome. We are initiating visit to have the reality index of the values of the judicial system. Here in this context, one aspect which we have to bear in mind is the reality of the strain being caused by the system upon the litigants and the strain being caused by litigants upon the system. What are the ventilation points? How this systemal strain, as it occurs, is to be given outlet. This is the point of focus today. Systemal strains outlet. Some barometer is to be there, some way should be there where we can index, evaluate how much is the strain upon the system because of the system itself upon the litigants and because of the litigants upon the system. For it, we have to observe first provision in the Constitution, continuous superintendence and control of the subordinate judiciary by High Court. This is one of the basic provision which is there to ensure that the functional reality is parallel with the ideals of the Constitution. The second provision is Article 227. Article 227 of the Constitution provides intervention on judicial side of the High Court upon the interim or final or some proceedings are in the judicial courts, in the subordinate courts. The first provision of continuous superintendence is on the administrative side. So High Court on administrative side is to have continuous superintendence and control. Now this word continuous superintendence and control would mean it impliedly is giving a window for the citizens to approach the High Court for administrative intervention if there are any deviations or distortions in the judicial functioning. Article 227 is intervention on the judicial side. The other provisions are revisions before High Court and the Court of Sessions. And then there are appeals, and then there are inherent powers of the courts at all levels. Therefore, the functional apparatus at the subordinate courts level, district courts level, is having sufficient windows, sufficient ventilators for the outlet of these strains standing paused upon the functional setup. Therefore, these provisions are the legislative provisions, lawful provisions for having outlet for the strains standing caused. These strains are, if utilized properly at the interim stages, then the final injustice can be averted. Therefore, we have to educate ourselves as to when, where, how much use is to be made of which window or which door for having ensured outlet for the strain standing caused because of interim functional stages of the trials. Therefore, the human factors responsible for these strains on the one side, as the fundamental duties are enforceable in Article 32 and now added Article 226 as well. or the substantive legislative sanctions and lawful provisions. However, as far as the fundamental duties are concerned, it is basically left to the citizens. So these strains are to be barometered, are to be indexed. An answer for them also is to be found within the scheme of the constitutional apparatus. The constitutional scheme of things is that as far as the fundamental duties are concerned, these be left to the wisdom, experience, and conscience of the citizens themselves. However, at another level, as far as the fundamental rights are concerned, with respect to it, the specific constitutional apparatus has been provided, and that has inherent inbuilt within the system. So system having an outlet for strains is the basic value of our judicial system. After all, system is to be functioned through human beings. May it be lawyers, may be prosecutors, may it be the witnesses, may it be the parties, may it be the presiding officer of the court. Everybody is a human being. Therefore, in this setup, we have to appreciate the reality index of the values system under the constitutional framework. So whenever we will find there is a strain which is ultimately to affect the final adjudication, then we have to segregate them. But who will segregate it? Initially, the judicial officer himself is to see how he is to manage the environment of the court. The prosecutor is to think how much he is to be prepared, how much he is to assist, how he is to give a proper direction for the trial. The defense counsel is also to contribute his experience and wisdom so that the environment, the functional environment, the proper environment for proper progress of the trial as per law. Then the litigants themselves, the witnesses, so the citizens. So the citizens and the functional authorities have their specific roles, and each one of them is to cause a strain qua each other. System is to cause, is naturally to cause, because whenever the system is to function through human beings, the strains, some degree of strains are bound to occur. And likewise, the citizens as litigants, they also cause enough strain upon the system, and the outlets for it, or some of them are left with the individuals. So we have to educate ourselves, we have to be conscious, we have to potentialize ourselves, we have to properly train ourselves to give outlet to the strains, consequential strains of the trials. No, it is in this context, I am using the word barometer. How to have such a barometer, and for it, the supervisory authority, the High Court, on its administrative side, is to discharge its responsibilities. Now, how the High Court discharges its responsibilities? By the annual inspections, or by the things coming to their notice during appeals or other judicial proceedings. Some citizens pointing out, making complaints or grievances. And the other methodology is that the confidential reports, actually the annual functional reports of the judicial officers of the courts are regularly maintained. And in it, one of the factors coming now these days is self-evaluation reports of the officers, which are to be considered while the gradation evaluation report, functional report of the officer is to be maintained. But these reports and these self-evaluation index of the officer by himself, about himself, are not being made public. And if these are made public, whether there will be any difference or not is to be considered. Whether it will be advantageous or not if the annual functional evaluation reports of the courts, of the officers, of the functionaries be made public or not. But as far as the constitutional responsibility of the supervisory officer, here the High Court is concerned, this is a definite barometer. It is the evaluator. The other aspect to be seen is that the judgments, the final judgments, when come in appeal, when grounds of appeal or grounds of revision or in writing before the appellate courts, revision courts, then why the appellate court or revision court shall not take note of any deviations or distortions tending caused while having a reach at the final binding judgments of the trial courts upon the litigants. So here, during hearing of the appeals and revisions, the grounds taken shall be evaluated from the point of view of the causes which are responsible for the deviations from law in the trial proceedings. This aspect is to be focused, to be appreciated. Then initially the Constitution provided only Article 32 vesting with the Supreme Court the power to enforce fundamental rights. But with the time, taking the population and the number of situations in which such deviations may come for adjudication, the Parliament in wisdom also vested this power in High Courts under Article 226. Now, when one is to go to High Court under Article 226 and when one is to go to Supreme Court under Article 32 remains just on resolved principle. Normally it is taken that one shall first go to the High Court and then to the Supreme Court. But during these years, we are seeing that many times parties, without invoking the jurisdiction under Article 226, straight we go to the Supreme Court. Like this, there are some joints where more elucidation is required. The inherent powers of the courts up till the session court It is a debatable point. It is arguable thing that why the habeas corpus like relief should not be vested specifically in the Court of Sessions. Because Court of Session is nearer the ground. High Court is at a distance and Supreme Court is at much farther distance. If it is vested in the session judge, then the direct supervision, normally the habeas corpus is to be invoked with respect to the police. And police means the police stations. Police stations means nearer to the territorial reach of the session courts than that of High Court and the Supreme Court. So the habeas corpus, which is painful every minute, so the intervention of the session judge will be quicker than that of the High Court. Expenses wise as well, human factors wise as well, lawyers availability wise situations as well. This power, if it is with the session courts, is going to be more effective. But anyway, these are the situations which are to be considered, and we shall consider it, we shall appreciate it, we shall evaluate it, and we will put our experience and wisdom behind it and take efforts, take steps as far as possible. So what we shall now do as an exercise is to tabulate what are the causes of strains because of the system and which are the causes or which are the contributions of strain because of the citizens themselves. Then what are the legal outlets provided by the Code of Criminal Procedure, Code of Civil Procedure, and the Constitution to have outlet for the same. Then we also shall give a thought to it whether there is any standard barometer. Can any standard barometer can be worked out, can be constructed, can be reached at to measure how much strain stands caused during particular way of conduct of the trial in a court. In particular proceeding, there will be lawyers from both sides, there will be litigants from both sides, there will be court, there will be court staff, there would be legal provisions, and to see how much strain stands caused to get a progress from one stage to another stage of the trial. How much social sensitivity to it is to be attached, how it should be attached, what can be the institutional apparatus, how much it is to be left to the wisdom and experience of the individual citizens. So whether this fact, if it is left only to the conscience of the individual citizens, then how many of them will be in a position to come to the rescue of the society? And then if it is to be made institutional, how it should be made, whether it should be made of the foundational firmness of the provisions of the Code of Civil Procedure and Code of Criminal Procedure as well, or same is to be left as advisories or normal tabulation of some sentences to be conveyed and shared informally. Thank you very much.